Hey, what's up, everybody, man? So we're right back with another prediction video. We in week 14. Obviously, time is ticking and running off for us to get every single pick right. But the goal is the same every single week. We'll get every single pick right. Just a quick recap on last week. We ended up getting 9 right and 5 wrong. And I'm not really mad at the 5 games that didn't go my way. The Chargers and Cincinnati game. Both teams are respectively good, pretty even. So, that is what it is. Detroit, even though people know Detroit is not good, Detroit been playing pretty solid all year. They just cannot win games. So, to see them finally get a win against the Vikings, it's not really that surprising, especially since it's a division rival game. Miami, they end up actually beating the Giants. I'm not really mad at that. They probably should have beat them anyway. It's just Miami be selling. Pittsburgh beat the Ravens. It's a division rival game. It is what it is. The same thing with the Seattle and 49ers game, So, not really mad at anything that happened. But this week, we got to make every single pick count. We hopping right into it. We starting with the Pittsburgh versus Minnesota game on Thursday night. Minnesota, like I said, they just came off of a game where they got upset and lost to the Detroit Lions. Literally a game-winning touchdown with no time left on the clock. That's a sad way to go out, But Minnesota, they got a good team pretty much there. They're not one of the best teams, but they're one of the teams that's like in that middle of the pack that can play good ball. Definitely got respectable players on offense. They are missing Dalvin Cook. I think he may come back this week. But even without Dalvin Cook, they still got weapons in the receiving game like Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. And that's pretty much been enough for them all year offensively. They've been struggling defensively, for real, or it'll just be, it's kind of weird over there in Minnesota. Pittsburgh, Big Ben playing like shit. Big Ben knows how to get stuff done, though, but he be playing like shit. The Steelers, they just know how to win games at the end of the day, but I just don't see them really. They can beat Minnesota, don't get me wrong. I just think Minnesota can beat them, so we're rocking with Minnesota. Next, we got the Ravens versus Cleveland. My Browns. So, I'm going to keep it all the way straightforward with y'all. Baltimore, they probably should win this game again. Seeing the way we went out last week. And, the Ravens, they've always gave us problems. Lamar, he's having a bad stretch, though. He's been playing bad for a few weeks now. Played bad last week. They just end up losing as well. But he played bad last week. The only good news for Cleveland this time around, because they beat us before the bye week. They don't have Marlon Humphreys anymore. He's done for the season. They was already playing without Marcus Peters, so who's going to step up and play good D, So that's something to take into consideration. Their defense might take a small step back. And if Lamar Jackson plays the same way he played last week and the week before, the Browns would be fucking sad not to win this game. Just be real. I don't think we're going to go out there and not score any points like we did before the bye week. So, with that being said, as long as we can stop Lamar, I think we could come out on top. And there's a little bias in that decision, but that's just what I think from when I'm watching the game. But next, we got Jacksonville versus Tennessee. I know it's a division rival game, but Jacksonville just ain't really ready for that. Next, we got the Raiders versus Kansas City. This can go either way, but Kansas City, they've been hot. They won last week again. They've been hot as of recent. They still have a chance to get first place in the AFC, believe it or not, Even though they've been struggling or they haven't been the same team as they were once before all year long. Vegas, they're definitely a respectable team. The Raiders, they're a respectable team. They've had their moments when they looked elite. They had their moments when they looked mediocre, So, it's about which Raiders we get in this week. And even if we get in a good Raiders team, Kansas City still can win this game. But since it's on the road and Kansas City's on fire, why not rock with Kansas City again? Next, we got the Saints versus the Jets. So, I'm going to be real with you. I'm picking the Saints to win, but don't be surprised if the Jets sneak out of here with a dub because Taysom Hill fucking sucked. He sucked, but Zach Wilson trash too. So it's like it kind of cancels itself out. So I don't know how this game will go. Don't be surprised if it's close. But New Orleans, since they did put up a decent fight against the Dallas Cowboys, why not get them enough respect to win this game? Next, we got Dallas versus Washington, division rival game. Dallas, they have not been playing the same ball as of recent. They did get out of there last week with a win against the Saints, but even though they got there with a win against the Saints last week, you know, they were struggling early on, and the game was kind of closer than I think it should have been. Washington, on the other hand, they know how to go out there and compete. They know how to get wins. I mean, they know how to go out there and compete and fight, but their issue is closing out games. I'm glad they closed out the game last week. I think they won the week before, too, if I'm not mistaken. But, man, this is a toss-up for sure. Even though a lot of people pick Dallas, I think I'm going to pick the upsetting team. Next, we got Atlanta versus Carolina. See, I would just pick Carolina because Atlanta don't deserve no respect. They don't want to be good. Like, they just don't want to be good, you know. But last time, if I'm not mistaken, they beat Carolina. They beat Carolina, you know. So I can't sit up here and do Atlanta like that this week, you know. Carolina, man, they are the biggest frauds, one of the biggest frauds of the season. You know, Cam Newton, he came back, whatever. He be providing the hype. He be scoring his little rushing touchdowns. But Cam Newton really ain't on shit. Let's be real. Cam Newton ain't really on shit, man. Cam Newton be sticking it up, too, you know. But against Atlanta, he might look a little good. It's up in the air for sure. Matt Ryan, like I said last video, man, dude too old to be making fucking rookie mistakes. He's old as shit, you know. When's he going to get some accountability, you know? It's just little things like that. So with this, oh, man, I think I'm going to go ahead and rock with Carolina again. Carolina should split them this season. Next, we got Houston versus Seattle. Seattle, they went out there last week and showed that they can win again. Even though they've been struggling all year, they beat the 49ers. Houston is not a good team. They're better than a lot of people think. But Houston is not a good team. Seattle definitely got the better pieces. Seattle should win this game. And I think I'm going to roll with Seattle to win this game. Next, we got Detroit versus Denver. Detroit, like I said, they finally got their first dub, bruh. Finally got their first win. So now they're like one, hella losses, and one, you know? With that being said, Denver ain't been the best team at all this year. Denver, they've been losing. They've been struggling to put up points at times. So I think if Detroit can carry that momentum into Denver and play hard, I think they could get another win. That's just me, though. That's just me, though, man. We gonna ride them out while they hot. Next, we got the Giants versus the Chargers. The Chargers, they be playing iffy ball. One week they want to look fantastic. Next week they want to look like frauds, too. Let's keep it real here. But I think Big Herb is good enough not to lose to the Giants. The Giants, they've been having their moments. The Giants are kind of a decent team to keep it a buck. But I just think the Chargers got the upper hand, you know. Next, we got San Francisco versus Cincinnati. San Francisco, you know, they can plug anybody into the running back position and pretty much get off. Deebo Samuel cannot be fucked with, bruh. That man cannot be fucked with. They still got Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle in the mix, you feel me? They got a little decent squad on offense. Defense a little bit here and there. They're definitely not the same team they were ever, you know. Cincinnati, on the other hand, Cincinnati can look good, but they can turn around and look bad too, you know. So I'm going to roll with San Francisco. I think Deebo Samuel will go torch them boys, man. Next, we got Buffalo versus Tampa. Buffalo, they not the same team no more, flat out. Let's just keep it a buck. They're not the same team no more, bro. They just lost to New England last week, which was expected. They're not the same team no more. They're still respectable, but they're not the same team no more. So since they're not the same team no more, they're not looking as elite as they were before, I'm rocking with Tampa Bay. Why not? Tampa Bay got everything you need to win over there. Next, we got Green Bay versus Chicago. Chicago, they be trying, but they schedule low. I just realized, like, their schedule low-key been a little difficult. Like, there's been rare times where I picked them to win games. Green Bay, definitely a better team. I don't see anybody stop Devontae Adams. They got a little A.J. Dillon in the backfield and A.J., what's his name? The other running back, Jones. They be doing a little thing over there, you feel me? I'm rolling with Green Bay. And last but not least, we got a great matchup. The Rams versus Arizona. The Rams, they got back on their feet last week, which is pretty much a gimme. They ended up going out there, beating on and abusing the Jacksonville Jaguars, as they should. Arizona, they like 10-2, you know. The first time around, I think the LA Rams beat Arizona, if I'm not mistaken, or it was the other way around, obviously, you know. So basically, it's another rematch, a division rival game. This is a toss-up. Obviously, the Rams got all the pieces they need to succeed, but I'm about to say Sam Bradford. What's his name again? Matt Stafford been playing a little hurt. You know, this is a toss-up. I think I'm gonna roll with Arizona, man. They got the same players. They got good chemistry. You know, I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna rock out with Arizona, man. But those are my picks. I'm gonna lock them in. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Who y'all think go win what game? If you disagree with anything, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. I got more content coming soon.